Episode 2472.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yes, late great Uncle Yup and my wonderful cousin Anki Yup's daughter.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Granddaughter, that is. Hey, I am Mike. It's been a great week, I think. I don't know. Some things got in the way. I had to tweak. I had to fix. I had this thing with the radio station that went off the air because power did not make its way to the radio station. The power deflation.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Inflation bill. The inflation bill. Have you been hearing about that all the time?
Mike's
Yes.
Daily
It's not going to help.
Podcast.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take anything at this point. Let's fix this whole inflation thing. But yeah. Ow. I've got this nagging pain in the back of my mouth. It might be a tooth. I'm hoping not. I've been lucky so far, so I'm like, no. But it's just been it could also be in the middle of the night. You know, when you grind your teeth, I am particularly prone to do that. I've done it my whole life. I have to wear one of those mouth guards so I don't grind my teeth into nothing. A friend of mine said, yeah, I grind my teeth. I'm fine with it. I don't wear any mouth guards or anything like that. That's why my teeth look so nice and polished. Because I'm grinding away. It's like a added bonus. Because I have shiny... I'm like, no, it's not like a diamond where you grind it away and you get a diamond. No. You grind your teeth away, then you don't have any teeth. Duh! So my point is, I'm oversharing. Somebody brought that up to me yesterday about how they were talking about somebody who overshares. And I thought, that's what this whole podcast is. I'm oversharing. But I do it because... when I share with you, I'm hoping you go, hey, Mike, that's right. I go through that same thing. And that's true.
And here's today's podcast picture.
What you said there, now I'm commiserating, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I feel better. I'm trying to help you and trying to get to some of the answers to the things that are affecting me that maybe are affecting you too and this world. That's what this podcast is. Did you listen to the last one? I did that one in Podcastro Valley. This one, we are in Podcastro Valley 10, but at the last place on Earth Cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley 10. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. Oh, yes. Nobody liked this dog ever. Nobody was like him. Everybody liked him, but yes, he was the best. The king of jowls, the late great Basil the Boxer. And I'm going to post a podcast picture of him today. I have not done so in a while, so I'll find one and you can see it at mikesdailypodcast.com. That is also where you can go if you'd like to vote on the songs that we had last time on the show. This time, let's see, I will get to that in a little bit, the songs that you can vote on. But there is some interesting stuff going on in the world. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about how the app dating culture, which I never participated in. I did the OkCupid thing. That was okay horrible, okay bad, and I will never do that again. Also because I have met the woman of my dreams, my soulmate, a lifelong friend. She makes me laugh. She's been on the show. Lovely lady friend. And I got lucky there. But let's just say Mike was not lucky in love for quite a while. I know people here at Cafe Anyway. How you are. Commiserating. Once again, oversharing, but that leads to caring because we're commiserating. Here's the thing is, I dealt with a lot of breadcrumbers. What are breadcrumbers? Now, that's also part of the lexicon that has developed from the app dating world in which we live in, which I never got to participate in. Never did the Tinder. or there was Coffee Meets Bagel and Bumble and all these other ones. Another term is ghosting, or you've been ghosted. And that can be a couple of different things. You had met somebody through an app, you've arranged to meet them, and they never show. You've been stood up, is the old expression. But there's also another way you get ghosted where maybe you did meet, and then they don't talk to you anymore. But now, if they come back and show some interest and you think it might go somewhere again, hey, oh yes, this is the thing that didn't go well, oh here, and then they lead you on again, they ghost you again. That's breadcrumbing. You've been breadcrumbed. You've been catfish. That's a different thing. That's you see the picture of someone and you meet them in person and that picture was a lie. They picked somebody else's picture. You know all about that. Now, there's also a type of breadcrumbing or breadcrumber that leads you to believe that, oh, it's going to go somewhere. And then she disappears. And then she's back. Oh, and you have a great time. You think it's going to go somewhere, but she disappears. She's gone. And okay, right about the time. Oh, many a song has been written about this. Oh, Phil Collins. Phil Collins, of course, has written extensively on the matter. He had a song on his first solo album, I think it was. I think he said in the song, just when I thought you were out of my... it was done, you come back into my life. There are many songs that have that sort of concept. I thought it was over, but then you would come back in. Breadcrumbs. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. And they just keep leading you on, but in the way of that, you think it's going to go somewhere and then they disappear. The booty call and all of that. But breadcrumb, I like that expression because I've been through that a lot before I met the lovely lady friend. Another interesting thing I wanted to bring up on today's podcast. Have you heard about the NASA DART mission that's trying to deflect a near-Earth asteroid next month? NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, is set to deflect an asteroid, and that's going to happen next month, September 26th. The spacecraft will attempt to deflect the binary Didymos asteroid system. Yes, we do have a planetary defense system. Earth has been in existence for over 4.5 billion years. In that time, many asteroids have crashed into our planet. But the DART spacecraft will attempt to deflect the binary near-Earth asteroid Didymos and its mooniest Dimorphos. This according to News Bites and the News Bites app. The probe will impact Dimorphos at a speed of about, what is 6 points? About 3, really that's it? A speed of 3 miles per hour? Oh, 3 miles per second. Oh, wow, that's pretty freaking fast. I had the wrong speed. Now, Dimorphos was chosen as DART's preliminary assignment because its speed around Didymos is relatively lower than the twin speed around the sun. Okay, it was launched aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, and it launched back in November of last year. It has been developed and operated by the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory under NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office direction. But it does not, the Didymos asteroid system does not pose any threat to Earth. The fact that it's not headed towards Earth makes it a perfect testing ground. It will help us determine whether intentionally crashing a 500 kilogram spacecraft is a viable method to alter the course of an asteroid that poses a threat to us or not. Another story that you may have heard of from the LA Times, the FBI removed classified documents from Mar-a-Lago and is investigating possible Espionage Act violations by former President Donald J. Trump. This outlaws the unauthorized retention of national security information that could harm the United States or aid a foreign adversary. A federal law that makes it a crime to destroy or conceal a document in order to obstruct a government investigation, and another statute associated with the unlawful removal of government materials. Let's just put it this way. You can either be a Trump fan and go, look, that's Trump's charm. The guy works fast and loose with the law. He breaks the law where it needs to be broken. He does stuff that's not exactly status quo. And then on the other side of the coin, you might say, oh, well, you're saying that he does stuff that's illegal. Illegal to who? The fake news? And there it goes, on and on and on. By the way, my very conservative friend who made a comment when we were having dinner about a week ago, he said that, hey, I can't believe how many people wear masks. It's ridiculous. Well, he got on a plane and caught COVID. So there you go. What is that? He's not the first person I know who got on a plane and caught COVID. He's doing okay. The guy who caught the other guy I know, he was okay. He got chills. He got cold. Did the whole fever thing. Also very nose runny, kind of cold symptoms. I think both of them got cold symptoms. The results of Monday's search could potentially affect Trump's other legal issues, including the Department of Justice's ongoing investigation into Trump's attempts to use fake slates of electors to convince lawmakers to overturn the 2020 election. Once again, fast and loose. Fast and loose. He does what was that thing? It's not the whole. What was that other big thing under Obama? That was the opera. It was a line from a Rolling Stone song. The Jumpin' Jack Flash. No, it was that other thing. That with the guns. Now I can't remember. At any rate, and I can't do a search on it while I'm doing my podcast, because that's not very professional. You're supposed to do all this research ahead of time if you are podcasting. Let's see. Let's just look up Obama's big mistakes. How about that? Crossfire Hurricane. Wasn't that it? I was born in a crossfire hurricane. That's why I'm thinking of Jumpin' Jack Flash.
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Let's see. Well, according to The Week, Obama jammed through the healthcare reform. He had the ballooning deficit. He failed to stop Iran. He failed to fix the housing market. And he overpromised on the economic recovery. Doesn't mention anything about crossfire, fast fire hurricane. But, yeah.
It's a nightmare of a show.
The document, okay. That was the FBI investigation. It was the code name for the counterintelligence investigation undertaken by the FBI. Here you go, all the people that don't trust the FBI. And that's what we have here with Mar-a-Lago too. It happened from July of 2016 to May of 2017. It was the investigation into links between Russian officials and associates of Donald Trump and whether individuals associated with, and that was not during, that was during Trump's presidential. It was opened on July 2016 initially due to information on Trump campaign member George Papadopoulos' early assertions of Russians having damaging material on Trump's rival candidate Hillary Clinton. From late July to November of 2016, the joint effort between the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA examined evidence of Russian meddling in the presidential election. The FBI's team enjoyed a large degree of autonomy with broader interagency probe. The FBI's work was taken over in 2017 by the Special Counsel investigation of 2017 to 2019, which eventually resulted in the Mueller report. Mueller concluded that Russian interference occurred in a sweeping and systematic fashion, and that there were substantial links with the Trump campaign, but the evidence available to investigators did not establish that the Trump campaign had conspired or coordinated with the Russian government. Trump and his allies repeatedly alleged that the Crossfire Hurricane investigation was open on false pretenses for political purposes. And there you go. A very sloppy way of explaining that whole thing. And that, after the work on the Ben Carson campaign as a foreign policy advisor, in February of 2016, George Papadopoulos, codenamed Crossfire Typhoon by the FBI, left the Carson campaign. Also, in early February, he moved to London to begin working for the London Centre for International Law Practice, with which he was associated for several months. On March 6th, he accepted an offer to work with the Trump campaign as part of his duties. He traveled to the Link Campus University in Rome to meet officials with the university. While on his trip, he met Maltese professor Joseph Mifsud and informed the professor about his joining the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign told the Washington Post in March that Papadopoulos was one of the 5 foreign policy advisors to the Trump campaign. Mifsud took more interest in Papadopoulos and met him in London with a Russian woman posing as Putin's niece. Now, this is according to Wikipedia, but then it goes on that Mifsud then traveled to Moscow in April of 2016. Upon his return, he told Papadopoulos that Russian government officials were in possession of thousands of emails that could be politically damaging to Hillary Clinton. And on it goes, back and forth between the two political parties. Perhaps you've studied Crossfire Hurricane extensively and the FBI and what the FBI has done. And people are just like, well, FBI hates Trump. But then FBI released a lot of information that was damaging to Hillary just before the election. But someone that believes that Trump is innocent would be Representative Lauren Boebert. And her neighbors called 911 after her husband ran over their mailbox looking to fight, according to Yahoo News. Representative Lauren Boebert's neighbors called 911. The calls came as Colorado neighbors of Jason Boebert accused him of speeding, driving under the influence, property damage, and making threats. A neighbor said in a 911 call, "I'm sure he's loaded to the hilt. Do you know who his wife is? Lauren Boebert. She's loaded. They all have guns. He just got chest to chest, face to face, looking to fight," said the neighbor. On the evening of August 4th, a neighbor asked one of Boebert's sons to stop speeding down the street in a dune buggy. He's going like 50 miles an hour, and this is a residential lane. There's kids. We tried to stop him, and he just freaking cussed at us and just left. It's the Boberts. If you know who the Boberts are, the neighbor said, our wonderful congresswoman, there's about to be some stuff going down. Okay, so friendly neighbors. Or they're just not friendly with each other. One other piece of news, and then I will shove off, because I think I've covered a lot on today's show to give you a little eye-opening glimpse into this world in which we live. Some of the craziness, some of this stuff you just gotta laugh at. Some of it you definitely have to take it with a grain of salt or a grain of sugar or maybe some agave, whatever it is. How about a little bit of honey? That's good for you. Also has some of the anti-allergic, it's, what do you call it? Analergic? Allergenic. One of those words. It helps you fight allergies. 6 Feet Under actress Lauren Ambrose. Remember the redhead? And then she was in that awful spin-off of Doctor Who, the last season of Torchwood. I was not a fan of Torchwood. Well, like the early seasons, but then it got really crazy. But she has landed a role in season 2 of Showtime. Oh, that's right. Wasn't that? I think Torchwood did get moved to Showtime, but she apparently is doing another Showtime show called Yellow Jackets. She will be a series regular, playing the adult version of Liv Hewson's teen character Van. If you know anything about that show, as long as it is not the one, the Paper Girls, but that's Amazon. The show is about a group of teen soccer players, the Yellow Jackets, and their coaches who are seen via flashbacks surviving a plane crash and stranded for months in the wilderness. The experience changed women forever, and they are not exactly friends when they are forced to reconnect 3 decades later. It is filmed in Vancouver. There you go. Outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, Podcastro Valley 10. Look who's here. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, Mike. I heard you talk all about that Crossfire Hurricane thing, and I'll tell you what.
What?
It's all a massive conspiracy to overthrow Trump so he is no longer president.
Well, he's not president now.
Crossfire Hurricane.
Uh-huh. Jumpin' Jack Flash. I was born in a crossfire hurricane. But I'm all right. In fact, it's a gas. Play some fiddle on it.
I don't do that because I'm disgruntled and I don't like the fiddle.
Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's gas, gas, gas. You know what I'm done doing? Not the podcast, although I know you're probably hoping that. No. I'm done with, you know when people try to fish for a compliment? You know when they're fishing, they're like maybe they're you know, oh gosh, this is gonna date me, boy, I'm old, something like that, and you're supposed to say, oh, you're not old, look, you look great for your age, something. I'm done with doing that. It is an art. The people that do it well, oh, I wish I need to listen to that podcast to find out how to do that well. Because you get that all the time, don't you? People fishing for compliments, and you're obligated to find one, to pull one out of your brain. You have nice fingers. What? The fingers, they're attached to your hand muscles. That's pretty cool. See, that's how bad I am at it. Look who else is here.
Oh, man, can I make delicious root beer hits right now? I'll cut you over.
Thank you. Yum. Splendid. What's that?
It's called Russian root beer. It's made by Putin's niece.
Putin always back in our news, isn't he? In the world news. There's a guy, island hopper. I watch him on YouTube, and he's hits the islands all over the world, but now he's in Europe. He's walking around. Now he's in Eastern Europe, and then he was in Bulgaria. And he's walking around, and there's a big sign that was up on the wall, and it said, "Putin, keep your hands off of Ukraine." And yes, that's something I think a lot of us would agree as we commiserate. So, Mike gets these wonderful little emails featuring new music. I'm going to call this segment of the show, as we're about to wrap it up, I'm going to call this the New Tunes Feud. If you can come up with a better name, let me know. So here's some new tunes. It's a new tune here from somebody that calls themselves Mono Whales. Okay, let's see. We're going to hear a song, a little bit of a song. Now, I'm going to play one. This is not going to work. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Mono Whales. All right, let's see. It's not playing.
Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
It will not play that Mono Whales song. All right, forget about Mono Whales. Great name. Word to Mono Whales. If you're going to send me something, make sure that the link works. Now, let's look at someone else. Alexis Castro Giovanni. I live in Podcastro Valley. So wow, this is apropos. Okay, let's listen. Tell me what you think of this song. Also a link that doesn't work. Wow.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. You think about that.
Oh, okay. Perhaps this will work. All right. I think we're going to have a successful moment here to hear a little bit of Alexis. Oh, wow. That's called Someday My Thoughts Will Be Like a Range of Mountains. A little snippet of that. I only play a little short part because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube. And then one other. Okay, so we got Alexis Castro Giovanni. And she is up against, here we go, it is, did we do Rebel? Okay, we'll throw Alexis up against Rebel. Let's see. Here's a little bit of Rebel.
Don't ever call my name. I set your head on fire. I set your head on fire.
All right, which one did you like better, Alexis or Head on Fire by Rebel? Alexis or Rebel? Let me know. You can call me at 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily is in what this podcast. Oh, we missed Friday, huh? So it's not quite daily. I try, though. I really try. It just, stuff happens. I get interrupted by life and things and burritos. Last night was burritos from La Victoria in Hayward. Maybe that special orange sauce they have, maybe that's what messed up my tooth and why it's burdening me at the moment. But you can call 336MM Daily and let me know what you think of those songs. Or if you'd like to email me, you can do that as well. And with information on that, it is A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!